Old Natty here. Just wanted to quickly show you a little piece of history. Picked these up many years ago. Um, Deck of playing cards with little cartoon characters on them for each suit, showing a particular exercise to do, put out by Matt Fury. Um, I'm sure you're familiar with the folks now doing playing cards, set up for all different types of workouts, goals. But this is the first deck I know for the first time I've ever seen this idea, so I thought I'd show you. Um, there's the Ace of Hearts, and the Hearts is going to be Hindu squats, that suit. Um, Hindu push-ups are diamonds. We got V-ups for spades, and table makers for clubs. Anyway, a little piece of history. I was on Matt Fury's site, and it appears he doesn't sell them anymore. I didn't see them on Amazon, but maybe they're out there, and maybe you can get a old pair if you're a collector. But the point of this video is a little variety. You've probably been on quarantine, been at home, looking to shake things up a little bit. So we're going to talk about using good old basic regular playing cards to spice up our workouts. So this is something we've done for many, many years. And there's all kinds of different card games you can do. The most simple one is take one exercise and work through the whole deck. Shuffle the deck well, and then you start flipping cards, whatever the number is on the card. You do that many reps of whatever you chose, and then we'll talk about the face cards in a minute. Then the next level would be assign one color to an exercise and the other color to another exercise. So this was first introduced to me as the Karl Gotch Bible, if you will. Karl Gotch was a famous catch wrestler and then became a great coach in Japan and was known to be one of the best wrestling conditioning coaches of all time. But anyway, so he would take black, assign squats to black. So anytime you flipped a card that was one of the black cards, the official Gotch Bible was you would do double the value of the card for the squats, and then all the red cards would be Hindu push-ups. Of course, you can just do the face value of the cards or any different or any version of that. Obviously, you could triple it if you wanted to, or cut it in half. Then the next level, or the next way to do it, is kind of like how Matt Fury broke it down. Each suit is assigned to exercise. So you have 4 different exercises. These workouts can become very intense. So I know it sounds kind of silly, but you potentially could lose track of what exercise was assigned to what suit. So a cool thing I saw is where someone took like a bigger card or a poster or even just a piece of paper and wrote a little ledger. Diamonds are push-ups, hearts are this, clubs are that, spades are that. So you can kind of be reminded as you work through. Also, traditionally, these card games are done. You just shuffle the deck and take them as they come. You turn them over so you can't see what's on there, and you shuffle them up. Personally, I like to shuffle them up so they are random. That's kind of the fun of it. You don't know what number's coming next. But I still will organize them to come up in a particular order because I like to keep the sequence. So, for example, if I'm doing squats and push-ups, I will alternate black, red, black, red, black, red. So I'll first separate black and red. I'll sort them really well. And then I'll put them back together alternating. So I'm still going to go squat, push-up, And if I was doing 4 exercises, I would do the same with that. So it would go in a particular sequence, like squat, pull up, squat thrust, push up. Another way, what I started doing, which I think makes it a lot simpler, is just take one suit out, and then for each card you multiply that number by whatever you want to do on the exercise. So for example, I might do 3 times the cards for squats, half the card for pull-ups, and face value on the card for push-ups. And then you can just work back and forth through that suit as many times as you want. You go through 4 times, that's a deck of cards. Nothing's going to change. Another cool thing I saw, well, the question is, with these games, how do you handle the Joker? I've seen the Joker handled as give it the value of 1, because there isn't a 1 in the numbered cards. They start at 2. I've seen it handled as the final card at the end, depending on what you assign, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. You can have one more card. And what I personally like to do is assign the Joker a really surprise high value. Like if you're going to finish up at 30 on Ace, then you might assign Joker 50. Another cool thing I saw was to assign Joker a whole different exercise for 50 or 100 reps. So you're cruising along doing squats and push-ups, then you hit that Joker somewhere in there, and you got to do 50 or 100 squat thrusts, because the Joker is the Joker. You know, he's that surprise card. Anyway, and another way this is used is partner training. So, like, I might flip a card for my partner. He's got to do whatever designated exercise for that many reps. Then he flips it, I do it, and on you go. I've seen it done where people go through 2 decks of cards. But again, you can just go through 1 deck twice, and or pull out a suit, like I said. So that brings us to, how do we handle our face cards? You end at 10 with the numbered cards, so you can just go through and keep them in sequence. Jack's 11, Queen 12, King 13, Ace 14 in there. You might want to make the Joker 15. And these are all things you can play with and adjust depending on the workout, your fitness level. Personally, I like to go Jack 15 because I end at 10 number cards, Queen 20, King 25, Ace would be 30, and then again, I like to go Joker 50 or 100, or at least 35. Another thing I did before I started just get the idea of pulling out a single suit and multiplying by the cards, if you're working through 4 suits, I would make 2 other Jokers. A regular deck of cards is going to come with 2 Jokers. I would just use index cards and make 2 more Jokers to have a Joker in each suit. Another thing I've seen done, because depending on what you're doing, it can get kind of cumbersome constantly flipping the cards over, is to go ahead, flip them over, and line them up, and then you can just work through them in a more rapid fashion. These are just ideas for you to play with. You can work out your own routine, obviously. Generally, using deck of cards is associated with and has been used with body weight exercises, but don't just stop there. This you can put something together and do it with any exercise you choose. If you happen to have weights, dumbbells, whatever. And I always recommend, no matter what book or what you're doing, just because it's written for a particular style of training, take from it inspiration ideas and apply it to other forms of exercise. So hopefully that gives you some ideas, some things to play with, and some things to spice up your quarantine workouts. Stay safe.